Audio Distributor Internationals. Photo and video domain, we're talking about RØDE microphones, of course. We're talking about Atomos video recorders. We're talking about Beach-Tech. Beach-Tech is a real good company that provides solution for combining two microphones into one camera input. So it's a combiner with individual volume control. We have Ryco products coming directly from England. These are all accessories for audio capture into broadcast, television, of course, moving pictures. So it's a real nice brand to avoid basically all the wind problems that you will have outside. Capturing sound on a boat, you will have to have eye-hand solutions for the wind handling. So that's about all the brands that we have for this kind of event today. If we're talking about RØDE a bit.
Can you also briefly tell us about what
yes.
you have right there?
What I'm wearing right now is like the new product from RØDE. Really popular. It's the new Wireless Go. So the new Wireless Go is a new system of wireless transmission, of course, based on the technology of what we call RØDE Link at RØDE. So basically it's a 2.4, it's working on the 2.4 gigahertz, let's say wireless network, if you can say. So we have different products working on those. We had for a number of years, we had the Filmmaker product, we had the new Shooter, which are more professional type eye-hand products with a 100 meters of range, so it's a lot. But now RØDE has come out with a new product this year, basically around summer, which is called the Wireless Go. Like I told you, the Wireless Go is about the same kind of technology, but in a tiny package. So, of course, the reach is not exactly the same. The reach coming from the specs from RØDE, it's 70 meters, but in line of sight. So basically your transmitter and receiver should be in line of sight. But still, very good product, very powerful product. What I mean by powerful is virtually when you get out of the receiver that you have in your hand, you can feed the signal to any type of device, any type of inputs. The power is very good for that. So cameras, phones. When we go into phones, like this example here, you will have to hook up what we call a SC4. The SC4 is a little adapter that you see here that will change the pin out of the product. So you have a 3-pin that is what we call the TRS connection for tip, ring, and sleeve. Basically, tip, ring, and sleeve is like the standard to all the audio devices that capture sounds, okay? When you go into phones, that changes a bit because phones and tablets has another function in the 1/8 of an inch plug here, which is the headphones. So that's why you have another connector, another connection. That's why we go to TRRS. We have a second ring. So that's why on this application here, we would have to go with the SC4. But still, remember, at RØDE, with all the video microphones that we have, they are all cross-platforms. So if you have a microphone that was intended for camera because of the pinout of the product, you can go on a mobile phone with the SC4. If you have a product that was designed for right by default out of the box for phones, you can put it on a camera with the SC3. So the other way around. So that's what's beautiful about RØDE, that they are creating products that are intended, yes, for a device, but they all have the adapters to go on cross-platform. So when you buy a product, yes, you can use it on different device, different capturing device to suit your needs. So we have all sort of microphones. There's obviously there's a lot of people here, but we are all different kind of products at RØDE, starting from passive mics at $69.95 for the show here, which is a little passive mic called the Video Micro, which
Can we
yes, we can go with.
There's a couple of different things you can do.
I don't have the suspension right here. The suspension is somewhere else on the table, but we have the suspension and the shoe mount here.
Okay.
Little shotgun microphones that basically is not really a shotgun because the capsule is right here. So the capture pattern will be pretty wide, as well. When you go with a microphone, let's say the other step in the catalog would be the wireless, the video mic Go. It's another passive mic, but much longer. Will demand a bit more power from the camera. When those mics are passive, what we have to know is that they got no active electronics inside. So the only way to put the capsule here on tension with a small voltage, you will have to, it will take the load from your camera. If we move forward in the product line, then we will go with this one. This one here is the video mic, standard video mic. This one is what looks like a real shotgun microphone. This is the first generation of camera microphones that we had at RØDE. It's an active product, but it's a bit sitting between two chairs. What I mean by that is that you got a battery that will provide your plug-in power, so it won't have to pull out the load from your camera, which will help regarding the noise floor. But you don't have the pre-amplification of plus 20 dB. And that's what's beautiful about the active products. When you have the plus 20 dB switch, what it does basically, if we move to the Video Mic Pro here, the Video Mic Pro, I don't know if you can focus on that. So that's the game changer here. You got the plus 20 dB switch. What it does, the plus 20, is that it will amplify your mic level signal by 20 dB. What it does in real life is that when you will go into the inputs of your camera, you'll be so hot as a signal that your camera basically won't work as hard regarding the audio section. And that's what we want to avoid, because all those cameras are super product, and every year we have really nice product coming out for video. But the thing is that the audio section in the camera, it's about the same preamps technology that we had 15 years ago. They don't invest a lot of money on that. So what RØDE did with the plus 20 dB switch, you basically preamplify the signal as the camera would have to do, but on the microphone. So let's say on a scale from 1 to 10 regarding the volume, with a passive mic, just as an example, you would have to ride the volume, let's say, to 7 to 8 out of 10 to get the same kind of volume that you will get with him, gaining your volume from 1 to 2 out of 10. You will, at the end of the day, you will get about the same volume. But let's figure out how the electronics here is not working anymore. Okay, so the microphone is working for you. So that's the big difference between active and passive mics. Some cameras doesn't have what we call the plug-in power. When your input is black, your 1/8 of an inch input is black, most of the time they don't give power. So I wouldn't recommend then to go with a passive mic because the gain structure will be pretty high, okay, regarding the volume. If your camera is providing plug-in power, so then if your input is red, then it's another thing. Then it will provide you the 3 to 5 volt voltage that you need. So then a passive mic will most of the time be a good choice. Okay, so after this one here, you have the next generation of Video Mic Pro that came after that. It's the Video Mic Pro Plus. The Video Mic Pro Plus is like the big brother of this one.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the Video Mic Pro Plus has all digital controls here. Okay, all the digital controls. You have the bass cut. If you got some really big bass that are ruining your recording, you can drop the volume from that bass. Okay, you have of course the preamp plus 20 dB. You have the pad. What is a pad? A pad is a way to cut 10 dB out of the most loud noise. So let's say you're recording a concert, but there's someone near you that is shouting really loud.
Yeah, that's always a big problem.
You don't want to make your gain structure because of him. You want to make the gain structure because of the show, what you want to capture. So you will switch to the minus 10 dB. It will drop your highest sound from 10 dB, but not your low sound. So of course it will compress your dynamic range, but you will be able to pick up what's really important instead of what's not. So it's a way to optimize the sound that you want to pick up. Okay? So that's the VideoMic Pro Plus. You got some safety channel on there. So let's say you're post-producing your video and you're extracting your sound, playing with your sound, working with your sound. So I will take again the example of a concert. When you want to record a concert, you still want to record pretty hot. Because recording a musical concert and dropping the volume a lot for safety purposes, because you don't want to clip, then you will affect the quality of your sound, obviously. So the safety channel here is a solution. So what does it does? I don't know if you can focus enough to see the little bars here. You got one bar that is higher than the other. So the thing is that it will record full volume on one side, and it will drop a pad of 10 dB on the other side. So when you will post-proceed your content, if let's say you had a little clip on the show, distorting a bit, going in the red, but never forget that you have a safety channel on the other side that can help you in post, reconstructing your boat waves with crossfaders and things like that. So it's a post-production tool, basically. You have an equalizer in there that you don't have on the little brother here. The equalizer will help to, let's say you're recording in a pretty dull environment with a lot of absorption. You want to keep your signal really clear in the presence range. Maybe it's from 2 kilohertz to 8 kilohertz, something like that. You want to really put up the volume. So what you've lost in absorption, you can gain it back with the little EQ that you have in here. So that's what the VideoMic Pro Plus provides you regarding the sound. Another thing that's pretty neat on this one is that you have the LB1 rechargeable batteries. Okay, included in the package. So basically, you recharge your battery by the little USB that you have in here.
Okay.
You can drive the microphone without any battery. If you have, let's say, an external battery pack, you have your laptop with you that can provide you a 5-volt USB on the connection, and it will work without a battery.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's beautiful about that. If you lost or you forgot your LB1 battery, drop 2 AA inside of there, it will work great.
Huh? Wow.
That's it.
You got a lot of options.
Yes, so there's a lot of different options on the Pro Plus that the Pro doesn't have. Still, the Pro is a great mic, a great microphone. So this one is a great mic with some added feature, let's say.
Right.
So that's about, maybe a roundabout that we have with the camera microphones.
Okay.
After that, we go on shotgun microphones. NTG1, NTG2. These are more professional ones. So we have a full catalog of those microphones as well. The last one, the biggest one that we have, what I call the long rifle, is the NTG8. That will have a very, very, very tight pattern.
It's like a sniper.
It's like a sniper. And it will keep its tight pattern for a pretty long distance before starting to open up.
Right.
So that's why it's pretty long.
Okay.
So if you want to, let's say have boom a scene, you will be sure with that guy that you will be tight from the end of from the start of the capsule to the floor. You will stay pretty beam. With some shorter microphone at about 10, with my experience, about 10 to 12 feet, it will start opening up. It will start being wider. So you will lose that tunnel effect. With the long rifles like that, it'll take a lot of distance between losing that tunnel effect. So that's the difference between small and long shotguns. There's a lot of different things. The capsule could be positioned in the middle of the tube, so that's another thing. But still, the rule of thumb, longer will most of the time give you a side noise rejection for more meters. So that's about it.
Okay. Quick question, please.
Yes.
For entry-level YouTubers, there's millions of YouTubers who want to start with their shootings. What
I would love to as a seller to say, oh, it's my $400 microphone. But the reality, it's not. The reality is that we got a little guy here.
Okay.
It's the most sold. Yes, thank you very much. The most sold microphone across Canada, and it's not even close with the second place. It's the little one here, the Video Micro. Why it's a great choice? Because this microphone, like I told you before, it's not really a shotgun. It's more of a pencil condenser that we use over drums and things like that. The capsule is right here. So it doesn't provide you like the tunnel effect. But the thing is, you don't need to have that tunnel effect on every microphone because sometimes it doesn't suit your needs. Let's say I'm talking, let's say with your cameraman here, with like 5 feet of distance. You would need to have something that opens. You talk, maybe we're 4 people here, and I want to capture with the same type of volume everybody, I would have to use this type of microphone. The tunnel effect, what it will do if you use another one, like the Go, the Video Mic Go, he has the little tunnel, the shotgun tube. So the thing is, it will start opening up. You will have to give him at least 8 to 10 feet to start really opening up. Under that distance, it will stay pretty focused. So if you want to have all the volume, you will have to move, being directional. So that's the way that the sound will behave itself with the different kind of microphones. You know what? You can't avoid physics. Sound will behave every time will behave with the law of physics. You can avoid that. But those type of microphones with the physics configuration, it will help you to trick a bit the behavior of the sound. So it helps you to suit it to your needs. So that's why we have different shape of microphones, shotgun with tubes, condenser. So that's the way that suit your needs and what you need really to capture and the way you need to capture it. So that's why we have all sorts of microphones at RØDE, different price points, but not only different price points, different physical configurations. So that would make a good, resume of the product that we have at RØDE.
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
That's a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.